What can you do to revolutionize an industry that's thousands of years old? Well, let's go take a look. Each of you have your own trade that you work in or belong to, and each of those trades, or industries, have its own journey or path of evolution. Some of those professions being hundreds or even thousands of years old. But each trade had their own golden eras and periods of innovation and technological advancements that has contributed and continued to push the trade and services offered forward. And what brings all those trades and skill sets all together? What's the driving force behind the innovation? Of course, we all work to make money, but how do you do that? Right? Well, you do that by providing the most efficient, inviting, modern company and services you can so that you can serve the customer and offer solutions to their problems or needs. And that's what we're trying to do here at Guardian Safe and Lock. Our trade is security, particularly, but also locksmithing. So we're locksmiths, but we're really security professionals, right? Now, our trade has been around a long time. Locks, keys, and locksmiths first appeared in Egypt and Babylon like 4,000 to 6,000 years ago. So that being said, the last 2 decades I've spent in the locksmith security trade. I noticed from the moment I started in this industry in January 2007 that this industry seemed stagnant and dated. It lacked creativity, innovation, branding, organization, and was not keeping up with the advancements in technologies in my opinion. So it motivated me to start my own company, and I wanted to be the company that makes a big splash and changes the norm. And I realized that I can do better than what I saw out there in the industry, and wanted to create a household name in the industry by first creating a great logo, a brand, a modern locksmith shop, innovating the way operations are ran, not innovating necessarily, but creating multiple avenues to make more money instead of just relying straight on, one type of locksmithing work, maybe commercial, residential, auto, all the standard stuff. But I wanted to branch out and say, well, we need to do also access control, CCTV, maybe home automation, home alarms, and then also create other ways to make money, reoccurring revenue. Like, okay, well, if we sell cloud-based access control or cloud-based cameras, now that's monthly reoccurring charges. So we've been very proactive here, trying to do things to create the household name so that we could open multiple locations and expand. And a lot of that started at the as just a mobile tech, where you had mobile trucks and branding your vehicles, decaling it, wearing uniforms, looking professional, simple things that you would consider everyday things. But in our trade, for some reason, it's a really weird trade, and you see it in other trades too. But in our trade, locksmith security profession, you'll see a lot of locksmiths just wearing a shirt that says locksmith. You can buy them online for $20, or you'll see a truck and it'll just say locksmith and a phone number. Real basic stuff like that. And it's like, okay, well, I want to make a company. It's going to have a brand behind it. People are going to see our logo. They're going to know what we're about. We're going to offer all the security services, not just locksmithing. We're not just going to open cars and rekey locks. We're going to do everything that we could possibly do that's related service-wise. And when doing that, one of the biggest things that I noticed that was kind of a bummer for me in the industry when I first started was the shops, the locksmith shops. They were just very boring. There's just like some, whatever they had that can hook on a hook was just hooked up on there, random stuff everywhere, locks in boxes and stuff, and glass displays at the front, and then maybe a couple safes here and there. And it was just really boring, and it seemed like the whole industry needed a lift. So I was like, well, I can do better at this, and I think I can build a team and a company that could do better. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to innovate the trade, the locksmithing and security trade. And it's been tough, and we've done quite a bit, but it all starts with simple things like just looking behind us here. I mean, there's no planograms. Like, if you've ever been in retail and you go to stores, like I used to work at Radio Shack, and they'd be like, well, here's your planograms, and you have all your part numbers, where they go on the wall, and here's your labels, and you get all your signs, and you put your signs up where they go, and none of that is created. So I had to create sections and label those sections and make the design of what those will look like, and then make the find products that were related, put them all together like padlocks. And then I had to go and say, well, most of the stuff that the locksmiths buy aren't even ready to be displayed in retail, right? So then I had to go and find specific items, enough items to stock a full wall that are hangable items, because most locksmiths are just selling them out of boxes in their trucks and things like that. are not taking time to display them nice and neatly in a store, unless you're a big box store or something like Home Depot where you have all, everything nice and ready to go. So I had to create sections and had to bring products that were alike together to fill up those sections, and I wanted to come up with the branding and our color schemes and put that everywhere, which we've done everywhere, whether it's on the trim or the floor or our shirts or merchandise we have or signage or quotes on the wall or whatever it is that we did. So innovating and revolutionizing an industry takes a lot. I'm not saying that we're doing that. We're not pushing the whole industry necessarily forward, but we're contributing to it. And I want to be a big part of that. And I think we are being a big part of that. And we're doing stuff like many things that we're not talking about on here that haven't quite been launched yet, like some e-commerce things that we're doing, some locksmith educational programs that we're kind of working on, and videos that are on the horizon for us to make. There are locksmith schools and there's classes you can take and things, but they're all just kind of like hit or miss. Take this class, get a certification, take this class and, get a certification for that. The industry itself is very disorganized. You have a bunch of organizations that are like Texas Locksmith Associations, Associated Locksmiths of America, the Greater Houston Locksmith Association. There's all these different organizations and all of them offer little classes on certain topics and things, but there's not a universal training program or school or a household name across the nation or here in the United States where we're at. So we're trying to do that. We're trying to create that. And it starts all at building that foundation from the ground up, which is what we've been working on for the last 3 years, particularly trying to get the foundation right before we start going, okay, let's open another location. Now another location. Now let's launch our e-commerce thing. Now let's launch our locksmith training school program. And then, so we have a lot of things on the horizon that we're doing to revolutionize the security industry, but it's ever evolving. So another thing, for instance, in a locksmith shop when we first opened it, is there's not just you're opening a locksmith shop? Well, here's the 1,000 key blanks that you need to get. Here's the tags for them, and here's the pricing for them. There's none of that, right? So we had to order all the key blanks that we thought we were going to need, create spots on the walls, create a color coding system to price them, which we created with, different colored dots that are on the key tags. We had to label those sections, create their own keyboards ourselves because we had to put something to mount the keys on, which there's, not that I know of something out there that you just buy pre-made keyboards to mount all these things. So all of this took innovating. If you ever go, I challenge you to go look at a locksmith shop. Go in your city, whatever city you are. Go look at your locksmith shop. I guarantee you 99% of the time it's going to be whatever color the wall was when they moved in, it's still that color. There's random stuff placed on shelves everywhere. It's very uninspiring. It's not very inviting for retail specifically, but I think we've done a very good job here making it, where customers come in and their eyes are going from thing to item to item to item, looking to, keeping them entertained while we're doing whatever, like cutting them a key or rekeying a lock for them. So things that we've done to innovate is embrace technology. Everything is going to technology, to electronics and things like that. So even our locks, you still need a mechanical override, which is what the original locksmiths do. But now there's access control. We have badge readers, facial recognition, fingerprint readers, and all these things. And it goes back to software, and the software controls all the doors. And then you have your cameras you can view simultaneously, right? And it's stored on the cloud. So technology is booming, and we're trying to innovate the trade. So how you innovate is you keep improving upon processes, right? Improve upon the past and the people who have got the trade to where it is now. And that's what we're trying to do. So we are always innovating, always looking for the newest softwares, the newest edges that we can get. If there's something new technology coming out, we're always one of the first to jump on it to try to embrace that. So our industry is very dated, like I said, but do go take a look at one of your locksmith companies in your cities, if you could even name one, which that's part of the reason why I'm trying to say this, why we're trying to revolutionize the industry. There isn't one that you know of. There's two I can know of, but I won't mention their name, but they're not really household names, as in you go to one and you go return another item at the same store in another state. You know what I mean? It's not like a Radio Shack in each state or Best Buy in each state where you can go return items to, and get the same procedures and same processes and same displays and all that stuff. All that has not been developed in our trade yet. We are trying to become that, and it's been very challenging, especially starting from I started in the back of a truck, the back of a pickup truck, and I had a camper on it and a little mobile shop, got my keys, and then went to 2 trucks and 2 employees and 3 employees and 3 trucks, then a shop. Then I had to figure out all this stuff that we're talking about. Then we got a bigger shop, and I had to up the game and figure all that out. And then we said, hey, let's do some YouTube channels. Well, now we had to figure out how to do that and how to get the cameras and how to record and the mics that we needed, and how to prep these videos for you, right? Because the modern age is you got to be digital. So we have 3 YouTube channels. We write blogs all the time. We've got newsletters that go out. You name it, we do all of it. We are trying to do the innovating. But if you are trying to innovate your trade, find the weaknesses, look around, say, hey, if I had a company, what would I change? And just start noting this thing and just start making those changes one at a time. And I've been doing this 13 years now. We got 13 of us. We got a pretty good sized group. We got health insurance, dental, vision. We've got the trademark logo, a trademark, make locksmithing great again, which is what we're trying to do, make locksmithing great again. And we got some really exciting things for the future with e-commerce and some educational videos and ideas that we have that we're working on as well. But we will always continue to innovate and continue to improve on this trade. I think it's a great trade, and I think that there's a few companies out there that I see that I take inspiration from too. I'm not saying I'm the only one doing it in the trade. There's other people trying to do it with their own twists and their own ways, and I like to actually call up those people and actually go visit their companies, and then we share ideas, and that's how you do it. You share ideas, you improve upon those ideas. Healthy competition, it's not mean competition. I'm not trying to backstab my competition or put them out of business. There's plenty of business for everybody. But how do you innovate an industry that's thousands of years old? Well, one step at a time, I guess. There's really not much more to it than that, but even down to our operational, this year's been very challenging. We're going, okay, man, we got so many jobs coming in. How do I manage this mess of all these projects? And they're all at different steps. And this is pre-deposit. This is after deposit. We're ordering parts, POs issued. Now we got the parts. Now we got to schedule it. Oh, now we've had change orders to the project. Now we got to bill. Now we got to collect that bill, And then now we have reoccurring monthly revenue. So now we got to find a billing system, a subscription system to manage all those bills, because every month I got to send out bills for all these reoccurring monthly revenues we have through cloud services. So I'm open to help too. If anybody has any questions, ask them questions on the video. We'll try to help. I'm always trying to help out the competition, and in turn, hopefully they help us out too. And we're all working together to improve this industry. I think we're sitting on a gold mine in this particular industry, especially with the way technology is. If we embrace it and bring it in and, and try to implement it and offer other services that are related, then you can make yourself stronger in hard times. Like when COVID hit us here, we had just tripled rent. I just tripled the size of the shop, hired more people, spent a ton of money. Boom, COVID hit. So I'm going, oh my goodness, what happened? Right? Well, just keep your foot on the gas, right? Keep your foot, hustle, improve your things, get better software to manage the madness and better operations and create procedures and things like that. So it's just constant improving. Every, the dream starts with the dreamer. You have to be able to visualize what you want to do and then take those actions until you get to where you want to go. So stay tuned for Guarding Safe and Lock. Keep your eyes open for us, because we are going to make locksmithing great again one way or another. It's been 13 years right now, and I think we're just getting ready to hit our stride. And if you have any questions, hit us up. There's one thing I did want to mention real quick though, is that managing all those projects I think I was talking about goes into field service management software and customer relations management software, and then getting away from manual invoices to digital invoices and syncing your accounting with all these devices and your techs in the field, or running credit cards in the field, and keeping up with all the leads and projects. There's a lot to do, right? But if you want to be the best, then hey, that's what you got to do. You got to put those into action. So it's all about just taking action. So hopefully this inspires you, and we can inspire other companies out there. There's a few I could think of, and have any questions, feel free to drop them below and we'll answer them. And stay tuned for Guardian Safe and Lock, because we're gonna make some noise. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all the support.